and welcome to D Square Video Game Review. I'm, of course, your host, D Square. Well, I've got my cool black leather trench coat on. I got my demon slaying sword right here. I'm ready to go and slay some demons. But, of course, I am also in my starship, the Red Wing, in a geosynchronous orbit around Earth. So that's going to take a long time to get down to Earth and start slaying demons. Heck, I'll just let Dante and crew do it. In fact, we're going to have a spoiler-free review of their latest adventure, Devil May Cry 5. A little background here is I was, of course, a huge fan of the first Devil May Cry. I can still remember I was working at GameStop at the time. I had gotten a demo disc from the store, didn't even have to buy the magazine. Popped it in, and boy, was I amazed. You could slash your enemies up in the air and juggle them in the air with your twin pistols, Ebony and Ivory. I played that demo for about 2 months up until the game actually released. The same level every night for 2 months. I was so stoked about the game. And when it came out, I thought it was a near masterpiece. Devil May Cry 2, not so much. And that's probably why I didn't return to the series for the third, fourth, and certainly not the fifth, which was actually a reboot. I just wasn't interested. But now a lot of time has passed, and when they talked about Devil May Cry, and I found out that they were going back to the original continuity, I was excited. And I'm glad that I played this game, and I want to share the experience with you. So sit back and enjoy as I go through the various aspects of this awesome Capcom game. Let's take a look at the graphics. The graphics are very clean and detailed. The many horrifying scenes in the game look great. You can see some items that are not as detailed as others, but you really have to be looking. The characters themselves look great and are very detailed. If a character dives into a pool of blood, they come out looking blood-drenched. My only complaint is that Nico's teeth look huge when she is talking and her mouth is open, but then she is able to magically close her mouth with no trouble and nothing protruding at all. Of note, I am playing on the base model PlayStation 4. If you have a Pro or an Xbox One X or high-end PC, your experience may differ. So what about the music at Devil May Cry 5? The music is okay. I prefer the original Gothic-type music that was in the first game. It added some mystery and a little bit of a horror element. I don't particularly enjoy the heavy metal rock that has replaced it, although it is very fitting for some scenes and did pump me up to fight from time to time. I'm sure a lot of people actually will very much enjoy this music. I just prefer the old Gothic suspenseful type music. So, Devil May Cry has great graphics, good music. How is the gameplay? The gameplay is smooth and responsive. The moves and powers are easy to use. I like the addition of the Devil Breaker. Now remember, I have not played since Devil May Cry 2, so Nero and his arm situation is new to me, but I do like the way it's handled. It is an interesting twist. It's great that the combat is very similar to the, first original Devil May Cries, yet it has evolved to the point that it is not stagnant and it doesn't feel old. I like that you can try new powers in the Void before committing to the purchase. The Void, of course, is an area that you are teleported to. It only contains one enemy that doesn't attack, and you can exit at any time. It's a great idea and prevents you from wasting the red souls it takes to purchase new moves and upgrades. I hate spending a game's currency on something that I end up not liking and not using. The combat is fun, and of course the added challenge of trying to chain all your attacks so that the cool meter rises is great. I have not encountered any frustrating elements in the gameplay. So, is Devil May Cry 5 fun? Oh yeah, this game is fun. The multiple ways you can attack an enemy and dash across the screen to your next victim is awesome. If you don't want to dash to the enemy's position, then you can just use Nero's Devil Breaker to bring the enemy to you. It is also fun to try and find the hidden blue and purple soul gems or hidden missions in the game. The game is absolutely fun to play, although the V character is not as fun as playing Nero, and Nero and V are nowhere near as fun as playing Dante. Once you get to play Dante, the combat just gets ultra ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, it's really awesome that it's over the top, because Devil May Cry is all about crazy looking combat, so I enjoy the faithfulness to the original. Now, as for the story of Devil May Cry 5, the story is somewhat contrived. Devil King seeks to invade and rule the world, so Dante and crew have to save the day. Now, as I mentioned, I haven't played since Devil May Cry 2, so I'm used to the story being very Dante-centric, but this game focuses on Nero and V, as well as Dante. Dante almost seems like a supporting character at times, but you do get to a point where you're able to play as Dante the majority of the time. I suppose they wanted to force us to use the new characters, because otherwise, if you're like me, you would have just played Dante. The story does what it needs to do. It gives us a reason to kill demons with cool characters and cool weapons and awesome moves. Nothing thought-provoking or groundbreaking here. The story is good. There is an interesting twist near the end, but honestly, you may see it coming. I'd like to take a moment to talk about the main playable characters of Devil May Cry real quick. Nero does a good job of maintaining the essence of what originally made us love Dante. He's a crude, overconfident, foul-mouthed badass who talks crap to scary demons before he kills them. V is very mysterious and confusing at times, but his calm demeanor is cool and a good contrast in Nero's more energetic and sometimes hot-headed demeanor. Dante is Dante. Doesn't seem afraid of anything and will talk crap to a towering demon any day of the week, and that's because he can back up that crap talking. Even more, of course, than Nero. So it's truly, really has the essence of what originally made Dante cool, but in an older, more experienced form. It works well. As for the quality of Devil May Cry 5, this is a full-price AAA title, and I'm glad to say that it runs like one. The only aspect of this game that seems less than AAA is the microtransactions. This game lets you buy red souls. This is fucking blasphemy. But the game does not make you feel like you need to buy red souls ever. You get plenty just going through the game, and you don't even have to grind much. At no point did I ever feel like I could not progress because I needed a power or upgrade that I couldn't afford. So, this game gets a pass. If anyone wants to spend money in order to save themselves an hour or so, then go for it. I got no problem with people just giving Capcom more money. The game runs well and never made my system crash. No day one patches were needed, which is refreshing in this day and age of video games. I really only had 2 complaints. The first complaint is at the end of a mission the camera would just stop. And sometimes it would be 30 seconds of thinking that my system crashed before you see the bullet holes that indicate the end of a mission. The other complaint I have is that I fell through the floor once in a room below. The room ended up having a purple orb fragment, which was great, but I could not escape and had to load the last checkpoint. Overall, the game is very high quality. Now I would like to give out some tips for this game. This game rewards you with extra red souls for defeating your enemy in a stylish way, which in this game means attacking enemies without having more than a second or two in between blows. Of course, if you yourself get hit, this also kind of resets that cool meter. Nero and Dante have ways of dashing to the enemy and even bringing the enemy to their position. But when your enemy is too far away, you can use your gun to delay the timer until you get close enough to continue the combo. Press R1 to lock on to the nearest enemy after you defeat an enemy, and fire your gun so that it hits the next enemy and stops the cool meter from going down. Tip number 2, look around corners and in crevices. Destroy stuff and destroy walls when you can. You will find blue orbs and other treasures this way, as well as a lot of red orbs. This game rewards you for being thorough. The last tip is for gamer dads and moms like myself. The characters curse often in the game, so even if you're okay with your children seeing horrifying images, beware of the potty mouths. It's not even in just cutscenes. There are parts of the game where Nero will shout out curse words as the level is starting. If you enjoyed the original Devil May Cry, or you're in the mood to swing swords, shoot guns, and look cool while you kill demons, then this is the game for you. The graphics are high quality, the controls and gameplay are smooth. The story and environments aren't that impressive, but it is definitely a fun game. I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. You should go out and buy this if you can afford it. For those of you that may not be able to afford a AAA title, I understand having to wait, and this game will certainly be worth it. But if you can, definitely go out and get this game. Capcom is killing it, and that is definitely evident by the hard work that was put into Devil May Cry 5. I hope that you've enjoyed my review. I hope that this has gotten you excited for the game if you're not already playing it. And I hope to see you again back here on the channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell to make sure that you always get an update when I have a new video. And I'd love to interact with you in the comments or on my Twitter anytime at all. Please, let's interact. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm always up for suggestions. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time. I'm D Square. Have a great day.